Ego Gem. A cosmic relic with more emotional baggage than a god's therapy session, born from the fractured psyche of a once omnipotent being who couldn't handle the solitude of infinite power. This gem didn't just want to control reality, it wanted to mess with your mind. Lost to the Ultraverse, the Ego Gem began its chaotic journey, hopping between hosts like a bad idea that just wouldn't die. From a soldier seeking vengeance to a shark roaming the Atlantic, it was like the universe's most unwanted hitchhiker. It wasn't until it found Anthony Hernandez, who became the tragic cyborg mannequin, that things got real dark. Driven by vengeance and the gem's warped motivations, he wreaked havoc on anyone in his path. But of course, even that wasn't enough for the gem, which eventually rejoined the other Infinity Gems to create Nemesis, a being capable of remaking entire universes. But even the combined might of the gems couldn't keep Nemesis together. After Cosmic Meltdown, the Ego Gem was destroyed, but not before leaving a little bit of itself in the power, soul, mind, and space gems like a haunting echo that refuses to let go. In the end, the Ego Gem was less about making things work and more about finding new ways to tear everything apart. And honestly, it did a pretty good job. Continuity Stone. The most meta Infinity Stone in the Marvel Universe and the bane of every editor's existence. Unlike its flashy six cousins, this gem doesn't care about bending reality, time, or space. Nope, it's all about breaking the fourth wall harder than Deadpool on a bender. Deadpool issue number 27, short story Continuity Spontaneity, kicks things off with Deadpool doing what he does best, trolling Thanos. The Merc with the Mouth swipes the Continuity Stone straight off of sleeping Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet because apparently the Mad Titan needs to work on his security system. Armed with a stone that lets him retcon Marvel history like a bored writer with an eraser, Deadpool goes wild. He rewrites his past, marries Genosha, the entire country, not a person, and probably makes a few other questionable changes no one wants to remember. But here's the kicker. Turns out, the infinite retcon power is about as reliable as Deadpool's sanity. When mobsters crash his wedding and murder his bride, Wade realizes it's all playing out like a bad Knight Rider rerun. The stone's power isn't just a blessing, it's a curse. One that leaves him stuck in an endless cycle of plot twists he can't even control. So Deadpool does the only logical thing, chucks the gem like a cheap prop and walks away. The Continuity Stone hasn't made a comeback since, probably because Marvel editors locked it in a drawer labeled Do Not Touch. But hey, if anyone could make a cosmic artifact with infinite retcon power feel like a joke, it's Deadpool. Death Stone. A cosmic gem with a serious attitude problem. Straight out of the dark side of the universe, so Thanos, yes, Mr. Perfectly Balanced himself, got all emo after Death rejected him. Instead of, moving on, he decided to trap Death's essence in a stone. Because if you can't have her, imprison her, right? Classic Thanos logic. Now, here's the kicker. Death's still kicking as long as the stone's intact. Thanos tried to tap into its power, but it's like buying a gaming console without the controllers. It only works when it's near the other Infinity Stones. So Thanos goes on another rock-collecting spree, but surprise, the Death Stone just straight up ditches him and crash lands in a cemetery. Phil Coulson's already there, dead, buried, and supposedly resting in peace. But bam! The Death Stone isn't one for respecting boundaries. It merges with his grave, pulling his consciousness back from the beyond and making him the wielder. The new Death Stone's power set? Full-on goth fantasy. You can see dead people, cause death, and even hang out with the dying like some grim VIP pass. And because it's got Death's essence trapped inside, it's a bit picky. If it doesn't like you, tough luck. Over in Earth 15513, Anwin Bakian, some kid with a reality stone, decides to scam Thanos by making a fake Infinity Stone designed to kill him. Guess what? It works! Thanos pops into his gauntlet, and the next thing you know, he's burnt to ashes by black fire created from the Death Stone. Now, jump to the Contest of Champions, Earth 517, it's a whole new level of messed up. There, the Death Stone hangs out in the Battle Realm inside something called the Death Realm, a dead powerless mirror version of the real world. Hela hands it to Thanos, and he starts making creepy black and white clones of heroes to do his bidding. Oh, and he's using them to collect the other Infinity Stones. Efficiency! But when Thanos tries to pull his usual Eye of all the Rocks routine, Doctor Strange shows up and literally sacrifices his astral connection to turn half the stones into cosmic paperweights, including the Death Stone. Bad day for Thanos. Other stones from the Battle Realm also include the Genesis Stone, the result of Maestro's brilliant idea to incubate concentrated ISO-8 dust in the Contest of Champions participants. Basically, he left his dirty laundry in the form of cosmic dust inside his competitors, and voila! Out pops the Genesis Stone. But because no good plan ever goes uninterrupted, the Mad Titan Thanos swiped it right from Maestro's grasp and sets off on his usual rock hunting spree. As for the Genesis Stone's power, oh, it's got range. This gem can harness creation energy and unleash it in all kinds of ways like beams and shockwaves. And naturally, the energy it spits out isn't subtle. It's a flashy orange-yellow explosion that looks like a cosmic fireworks show. Perfect for any villain who wants to throw a little chaos into the universe while looking stylish doing it. Another stone in the Battle Realm is the Evolution Stone, a gem born from some seriously messed up science. The Dark Phoenix contained within the Isoterrigen cocoon gave birth to this little powerhouse. Naturally, the moment it merged, Thanos, the Mad Titan himself, swooped in and snatched it up like he was at a cosmic yard sale. Now, Thanos isn't just using this thing to look cool, though he totally does. The Evolution Stone boosts his connection to necrotic energy from the dead universe, transforming him into a combat beast. Imagine tapping into the power of death itself, like a power-up that lets him fight at his absolute peak. It's not just about strength. It's about turning the very energy of a dying universe into raw, devastating power. That's Thanos for you. Never just playing for the win, but playing for ultimate death-dealing dominance. Still within the Battle Realm, the next stone is called the War Stone, a gem that was forged in the heat of battle during a clash between Dormammu and Doctor Strange. The whole thing went down because Strange orchestrated a showdown with Dormammu, and as if the fight wasn't chaotic enough, the War Stone was born in the process. As usual, Thanos decided it was right to snag the stone from Dormammu, but Doctor Strange, ever the step ahead, swooped in and grabbed it because, of course, he had been tracking Thanos after the Titan made off with another Infinity Stone. Now, about the War Stone's abilities, imagine the Power Stone, but with a meaner streak. This gem channels energy into purple lightning bolts that aren't just for show. These bolts are corrosive, eating through anything in their path, like they're on a mission to ruin someone's day. So whether Thanos or Strange is wielding it, you can bet someone's gonna get the flame. Next Battle Realm stone is the Nightmare Stone, a gem with a backstory straight out of a mad scientist's dream, or nightmare if we're being real. It was created from the data of MODOK, collected during the intense battles fought by the Summoner at Hotel MODOK with a little help from Taskmaster. Because if there's one thing MODOK loves, it's gathering information and then twisting it into chaos. Again, in the mix of all this, Thanos managed to get his hands on the stone, though the details are a bit foggy. Typical Thanos. As for the Nightmare Stone's powers, they're as tricky as they come. It can fire off corrosive energy blasts, but with a twist. These blasts can be camouflaged by harmless, illusionary blasts that confuse and disorient foes. It's like playing hide and seek with your destruction. The energy itself is cyan, which makes it look all sorts of pretty, but trust us, it's the kind of beauty that leaves a serious mark. Finally, the last Battle Realm stone is the Chaos Stone. A gem with a rather mysterious past, it was first picked up by the Stark-enhanced Spider-Man, though exactly how he came into possession of it remains a mystery. But of course, nothing stays under wraps for long in the Marvel Universe, and the Mad Titan Thanos came sniffing around to steal it. In the end, it was Doctor Strange who got his hands on it, snatching it away before Thanos could add it to his ever-growing collection. When Thanos does manage to wield it, the Chaos Stone taps into something far darker. Necrotic energy from a dead universe. This twisted energy allows Thanos to amp up his power to near godlike levels, channeling the Chaos Stone's abilities to drastically boost his potential energy output. With it, he becomes a terrifying force, channeling the entropy of a universe that's already on its last breath to fuel his own cosmic rampage. It's like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire, making him even more unstoppable in combat. Build stone. You might think this is about constructing mansions or creating a better way to organize your closet, but nope, it's much cooler than that. In the LEGO Marvel superheroes world, this little gem grants its wielder the power to build anything they can imagine. That's right, anything. Want a giant laser cannon? Done. A fortress made of ice? Easy. A self-replicating sandwich maker? Well, you get the idea. Thanos, of course, had his eye on this gem, because when you're trying to wipe out half the universe, why not have the power to build the ultimate weapon? It's the BLT. He teamed up with Ronan the Accuser and had the Ravagers swipe it, but in true Guardians of the Galaxy fashion, the stone was quickly stolen by, well, the Guardians. In the end, the Guardians defeated Thanos using the BLT, and the build stone was handed off to Thor, who took it to Asgard for safekeeping. Rhythm Stone. A gem so ridiculous it's honestly kind of charming. In the world of Marvel Superhero Squad, the Infinity Gauntlet, things are a lot less serious than the typical Infinity Stone storylines, and the Rhythm Gem is the perfect example of that. Stolen by Loki and taken to Olympus, it seems like it's going to be a major power player in the universe-saving game. Thor and Falcon are on the case, only to find themselves in a weird showdown with Hercules, who, in this version, isn't a hero but a loyal and rather dim-witted henchman to Loki and Enchantress. The gem itself? Well, on the surface, it seems mighty. The disco ball design screams power, and the idea that it could control rhythm and music sounds like the kind of thing that would turn the tide of any battle. After all, who could resist the pull of a good beat, right? But, plot twist, it's a fake, a total misdirection. Loki, in his mischievous glory, used the Rhythm Gem as a diversion to throw Thor and Falcon off the scent of the real Infinity Gem. So while the Avengers were busy chasing this glittering, useless orb, Loki was free to continue his scheming. Since then, the Rhythm Gem hasn't exactly made a comeback because probably, well, it's a little hard to take a gem that makes people dance seriously in the grand scheme of universe saving. But hey, at least it gave us a few good laughs. And that's a wrap. From Infinity Stones that shoot killer blasts to gems that mess with the fourth wall, Marvel's secret Infinity Stones are just as wild as you'd expect. Did we cover your favorite hidden gem? Pun totally intended. Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the Marvel Universe's biggest secrets. Catch you in the next one.